Good afternoon. This is Mike with the National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi, with a special severe weather briefing this Friday, March 14th, 2025. I'll be talking about how we're expecting a severe weather outbreak on Saturday. I'll talk about severe storms that are expected late this afternoon and then another round overnight. I'll talk about how we're expecting gusty winds that are already being observed across the area, and they'll continue into the early evening hours before tapering off, and the flash flooding and minor river flooding that's possible to occur on Saturday as well. Our main event, and we don't get high risks across Mississippi that often, but this graphic shows an increased threat, a high risk of tornadoes that'll be likely across the area. Some tornadoes will be violent and long tracked, especially in the high risk area. Damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and large hail will also be possible. There will be a moderate risk across the central portions of the area with essentially the same hazards, damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, large hail, but by far tornadoes will be the main threat, even in the moderate area. Tornadoes will still be the main threat in the enhanced area that's across our delta regions or to the northwest portions of our county warning area. This will also include damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and large hail potential. Violent tornadoes are defined as EF4 and EF5 on the enhanced Fujita scale, with wind speeds greater than 166 miles per hour. Long track tornadoes typically are defined as a tornado remaining on the ground for 15 to 25 miles or greater. Again, this event has a potential of producing tornadoes that match the destruction of some of our most impactful events in the past. The main timing for these to occur on Saturday is from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and that's across the whole area. Although this next graphic shows our most reasonable ending times. So the whole area will start off around 9 a.m. with the potential for severe weather, and it will continue at least until maybe 2 p.m. in our far western zones. Across our central zones, it may be delayed, the ending may be delayed as late as 4 p.m., and then the activity or the potential for severe will continue across eastern Mississippi and not end until somewhere around 7 p.m. All right, backing up a little bit, our first round of severe storms in our area over the next 36 hours or so begins around 4 p.m. this afternoon and will continue until midnight. The main threat will be the enhanced risk area across the northern third of the area. Damaging wind gusts, large hail, and tornadoes will all be possible in this enhanced risk area. Just wrapping around the enhanced risk area, there will be a slight risk where severe storms will be possible with damaging wind gusts, large hails, and tornadoes all possible. Wrapping around this will be a more marginal threat where we can't rule out an isolated severe storm capable of producing the same threats as all the rest of the areas mentioned previously. The threat will continue for severe weather overnight tonight across our area, although it will become more focused over East Mississippi in the enhanced area. So the enhanced area encompasses most of East Mississippi, beginning after midnight, continuing perhaps until 4 or 5 a.m. Severe storms will be possible with damaging wind gusts, large hail, and tornadoes. A few of the tornadoes across East Mississippi overnight may be possibly strong. Greater confidence occurs in this enhanced area over East Mississippi. Going back to the west toward central Mississippi, generally along and east of the Interstate 55 corridor, severe storms will remain possible Damaging wind gusts, large hail, and tornadoes will be the main threats. And basically, along and to the west of Interstate 55, there will remain a marginal threat where isolated severe storms possible of producing damaging wind gusts, large hail, and perhaps a tornado or two can't be ruled out. That will all remain in play after midnight tonight. There does seem to be a lull in the activity toward 4 or 5 a.m. before 9 a.m. when the main activity occurs on the Saturday. Okay, we're already observing across the area this afternoon sustained winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour with gusts 35 to 40 miles per hour. We still have a considerable amount of dead pine trees, but these type of wind gusts 35 to 40 may cause weak trees and limbs to break and fall. In addition, these gusty winds could also pose a hazard to high profile vehicles as they traverse our highways. Okay, over the next 36 hours, we're looking for precipitation, and the precipitation looks to accumulate the most overnight in the northern portions and the northeastern portions. By the time we get to Saturday, the intense storms will be fast moving, but they'll also be heavy precipitation producing. So we're looking at amounts in the order of 2 to 3 inches at least across the northeast portions of our area, and maybe as high as 4 or 5 inches. With the additional amounts of 2 to 4 inches on Saturday falling over already saturated grounds, areas of flash flooding will be possible generally across our Highway 82 corridor from Columbus to Greenwood. Down to the south, where we're expecting a little bit lighter rain amounts, but 2 to 3 inches of rain in a short amount of time could also lead to localized flooding, especially in low-lying and urban areas. And all this rainfall, in addition, will contribute to the potential for river flooding. This graphic shows orange squares that correlate to points on our local rivers that show at least a 50% or greater chance of exceeding minor flooding. So again, minor flooding is forecast over the next several days due to the anticipated rainfall across most of our major rivers. The major rivers include the Mississippi River, Pearl River, and the Big Black River. To summarize, I talked about the severe weather outbreak that's expected on Saturday, where violent long track tornadoes are possible, as well as damaging wind gusts and large hail. Locally heavy rain will also be possible, especially in the Northeast on Saturday. I talked about the severe storm threats that we're expecting late this afternoon and continuing overnight. Strong gusty winds that we're seeing now this afternoon will continue into the early evening hours before dissipating. And there will be a flash flooding and minor river flooding potential on Saturday due to the anticipated rainfall. Okay, our next scheduled briefing is 2 p.m. on Thursday, March 20th. And as always, thanks for viewing the National Weather Service Jackson's multimedia briefing.